Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
VanHelsing! You murderer!
Why can't you tell the world I work for you?
Because we do not exist.
My life, my job, my curse is to vanquish evil.
We need you to go to the east, to the far side of Romania, a land that is home to legendary creatures.
I see the Wolfman hasn't killed you yet.
Don't worry, he's getting to it.
Lorded over by Count Dracula.
He's the first one to kill a vampire in over 100 years. I'd say that earned him a drink.
In 1462, Dracula was banished to an icy fortress.
And then the devil gave him wings.
Hello, Gabriel. We have such history, you and I.
How do you know me? How do I kill him?
No one knows how to kill Dracula.
If you're late, run like hell. Don't be late.
VanHelsing.
I'm gonna say this right now. This movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. VanHelsing, 2004, starring Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Even growing up as a kid, I loved this film. The storytelling, the acting, the action sequences, everything. I loved everything about this movie. I really did. Hugh Jackman playing as VanHelsing, Kate Beckinsale playing as Anna. Yo, this movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. First off, let me explain what the movie is. Basically, it's about VanHelsing. He's a monster hunter. And he gets sent on this mission to go kill the most dangerous monster of them all, and that's Dracula. And Dracula has an evil plan that basically his plan is to bring life to his babies, because he wants to prove to God that he is not the only one that could bring life. And of course, that is some evil shit. Now, VanHelsing's mission is to kill Dracula. Is to kill him. But he also needs some help. With Anna, that's when Anna comes in, played by Kate Beckinsale. Now, I'm gonna say this right now, right off the bat. Kate Beckinsale, she is fine in this movie. I mean, she is on. When I say fine, I mean words can't even describe how good she looks in this film. Even when I was a kid, when I saw this movie, I fell in love with her. When I saw her on that screen, I fell in love. You thought she looked good in those underworld movies, but when you see her in this film, whoo, man, I tell you what, especially a badass woman who's kicking ass in heels. But anyways, just to get that off my chest, VanHelsing gets some help from Anna. And basically Anna warns VanHelsing that her and her family has been on this quest to find Dracula and kill Dracula, but it's been hard on them. It's been like a little bit of a curse. Anna's brother, I forgot the name of the character, he turns into a werewolf. And in this film, Dracula tries to use Anna's brother, the werewolf, and tries to control the werewolf under his command and try to use his blood to bring life, into this world. Basically, what I'm trying to say is when Dracula tries to bring life, Dracula has these little vampire babies all around his lair, and he's trying to bring them to life. And he tries to use that. He tries to bring them to life with werewolf blood, but that fails. So the only way he knows how to do it, he needs to use Frankenstein because he has the electricity to bring these creatures to life. So Van Helsing goes on this mission with Anna to go stop Dracula and his evil plan. Now, of course, some people call Van Helsing a holy man. Some people call him a murderer. Just like what he said in the movie. He's a little bit of both. In the movie, Van Helsing, he kills Dracula. He does. But he does it in a way that he least expected it. Because the werewolf, Anna's brother who got turned into a werewolf, who was under Dracula's command, Dracula sent the werewolf to go hunt them down because Dracula knew that Van Helsing had Frankenstein and captured, because Van Helsing was trying to keep Frankenstein away from Van Helsing was trying to keep Frankenstein away from Dracula, and Dracula knows that he needs Frankenstein. So in this fight scene, at the end of this fight scene, the werewolf, Hugh Jackman, Van Helsing, he turns around and shoots the werewolf, and then the werewolf dies, but also Van Helsing gets bitten. He gets bitten by a werewolf. So Van Helsing kills Anna's brother, and I'm taking this in a little bit because the acting in here is really, really good. It's really good. The acting here was really good. I say who had the best acting in this film was Kate Beckinsale. She was the best actress, and she was the best actor or actress. She was the best. Who played the part, who killed it in this movie was her. Now I'm gonna explain that because it gets very sad at the end. Now, Van Helsing kills the werewolf that was under control of Dracula, and that werewolf was Anna's brother. And Anna was upset about that. He said, "Why did you kill my brother?" And Van Helsing said, "Now you know why they call me a murderer." And then all of a sudden, one of Dracula's brides kidnaps Anna, so Dracula can make a trade with Van Helsing. Say we'll make a trade. Dracula said, "We'll make a trade. You get Anna, and I'll get Frankenstein." Now, of course, Van Helsing he didn't want to make that trade, so he hides Frankenstein in this little tomb, and he goes to this party to try to rescue Anna. He rescues Anna, but Dracula's henchman finds Frankenstein. Now, over time in this movie, at this time period in this movie, Van Helsing has already been bit. So as time goes on, he's starting to feel the effects of a werewolf. He's starting to lose control. He's starting to get these super strength, this super athletic abilities. Like, he was starting to get a little bit under control. Now, at the end of this film, Van Helsing said, "I know what I have to do. I have to kill Dracula. That's my number one mission. Now I'm going to turn into the werewolf at the stroke of midnight. Dracula has the antidote to cure humans from being a werewolf again, to prevent them from being a werewolf again. Dracula has the cure for people to prevent them from being a werewolf again." Now, why does Dracula has this cure? Because the only way how to kill Dracula is a werewolf. So it was Van Helsing's destiny to kill Dracula, because Dracula explains in the movie 400 years ago that Dracula was killed by God's left hand, and that was Van Helsing. That was Van Helsing's ancestor. 400 years later to now, Dracula, vampire, Van Helsing, a werewolf. Now, Van Helsing said, all right, at the stroke of midnight, I'm going to turn into a werewolf. I'm going to try to free Frankenstein, and I'm going to try to kill Dracula. But when I turn into this werewolf, I want you to find the antidote. This is what he tells Anna and his henchman, his little assistant. He has a personal assistant that he took with him. He told him, he said, I want you to find the antidote, and when I turn into a werewolf, I want you to put the antidote in me so I won't become a werewolf again. And also, if that doesn't work, I want you to take this silver spear and kill me with it. That's what Van Helsing said. That was the plan. So at the end of the film, Van Helsing went to his last resort. It was the stroke of midnight. He rescues Frankenstein, but then the stroke of midnight happened. Then he turned into this most badass werewolf I have ever seen in my entire life. This werewolf was badass. I mean, he was ripped. So Van Helsing, this werewolf, he kills Dracula, and then Anna, she managed to get the antidote to cure Van Helsing from this werewolf curse. But Van Helsing, as him being this werewolf, he loses control, and then he attacks Anna, and then later behind he looks at his assistant as his assistant tries to stab him with the spear, with this metal stick, and then Van Helsing stops, and then he looks into his abs, and then the antidote got stuck into him, and then he looks at Anna and he kills Anna. He kills her. And that's the saddest part of this movie. The person who gave the best performance out of this whole movie, Kate Beckinsale, her character, she dies in this film. And Van Helsing ended up falling in love with her. And that's what also made it worse. But there was a happy ending. At the very end of the film, Frankenstein wanted freedom. He got his freedom. Van Helsing was cured from being a werewolf. And Anna, there's a scene at the end of this film where you look up in the sky and the clouds open up and the light shines bright. And you see Anna is with her brother and her father. She's with her family in heaven. And you see Anna looking down at Van Helsing with a tear down in her eye saying, thank you. You truly are a hero. This, hands down, was one of the best. This is one of the most underrated films of all time. A lot of people like this movie. They really do. A lot of people like this movie. And does this movie deserve a sequel? It does, but it doesn't need one. Especially now, it's pretty much too late. I think it would be a reboot. I think they should do a reboot to this movie. And this movie is still relevant to this day. It still is. This movie is still relevant to this day. The action sequences, the CGI and everything, yo, it looks good. You look at this movie, it looks like this movie came out today in 2021. Like, this movie was way ahead of its time, most definitely. And that's what I appreciate about this movie, man. And the making of this movie, the director of this movie, he said he made this movie in the memories of his father. So, yeah, man, this movie right here, Van Helsing, starring Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, this movie is most definitely is one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my favorites. And I can watch this movie any day. I can listen to this movie. I can watch this movie all day long. One of my favorites. Like I said before, Kate Beckinsale, man, she's fine as hell in this movie. She really is, man. Like, light-skinned, long natural hair, and then she has these badass action sequences. Especially she's fighting these monsters, and she's doing all this badass shit. She's doing all this in heels. Yo, like I said, when you describe this woman, can no word describe how good this woman looks in this film. She is that damn fine, Kate Beckinsale. And she still is fine to this day in 2021. She still is. And she's still an amazing actress. She still is. You know, but she's known for her underworld movies, and I love her underworld movies. And yeah, man, this movie was really good. I really enjoyed it. I really did. And I will watch. This is a rewatchable movie. Most definitely, this is a movie you can watch with your family and friends and kids. And this was it's action, adventure, thriller, horror, and fantasy all put in one. This is a masterpiece. And I don't know what Rotten Tomatoes is talking about. They put this movie at 33%. Like, what the hell is you talking about? See, that's why I don't. I'm not going to get into that. This is most definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. This movie is a 10 out of 10, hands down. The storytelling, the acting, the action sequences, the ending, everything was phenomenal. Everything was phenomenal. Straight up phenomenal. Alright? Post comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of this movie review of Van Helsing 2004. Please leave a like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys next time. God bless.
Said